Righto. Let's get across to that screen. There it is. We're all good there for sound. We're all good for face. G'day, I'm your host Noppers, and welcome to another seasonal match for Hell Let Loose. It is Sunday. Ooh, now what I've forgotten to do? I've forgotten to turn off the bloody fish tank behind me. Hang on a second. One job at a time, eh? There we go. You're going to turn the noise off in the background. So, welcome to another seasonal match. So this is whatever round we're up to now. I'm not even sure anymore. We missed out the last couple of weeks because I've been a bit busy with work stuff. So it's good to have you here. But we've got FOC and OPBHB playing off against each other today. What we'll do is we'll bring up the screen. So that's bracket A, which we have seen a few of those teams play across the season so far. And that's where those guys are at the moment. But bracket B is where the OPBHB and FOC group is. You can see here the winner will move on to play against either the KRT or the FLL teams. So we'll see what happens there with that particular match. I'm not sure if it's even been played yet. So these are the elimination games, as it says there on the bracket. So just having a look at the other brackets, of course, here at the moment where we're at. This is the latest scoreboard, of course. The Line and Say Goodnight versus Bays and PGM. Funny, interesting to see the Line down there. So that's they'll be looking to win that one. Well done to the teams that have beaten those guys, because the Line aren't a slump, that's for sure. Circle and GBI there are going to play off again, which will be interesting to see how that goes. They played in the first round, week 1 there, and GBI lost that one against the Circle. So now they're having another go. So GBI will be looking to try and pick that up. And that's this is this round's matches right there. All right, and the groups that are playing. So pick your favourite team, of course. But today, as we said before, we are focusing on FOC versus OPBHB. Just waiting for the game to kick off here. We're looking at some numbers on the screen now. I've got 49 on the Allied team and 42 on the Axis team. Or sorry, 41 on the Axis team. And I know that FOC are a little short today from what I was reading before in the Discord. So sorry, I was just reading some more messages. They've got some issues there they're just trying to sort out. So there's a couple more joining in now. I'm hoping that they get the full 49, because it's always a bit of a sad thing if one team doesn't have a full team, of course. It doesn't happen too often, but when it does, it's just how it is. You know, teams will still play and they'll give it their best shot, but it is a disadvantage. Having a look at the map today, we are playing Foy Night. In the background there, you can see the actual Foy Night footage there that I zoom around and do that sort of stuff on. So Foy is what they are playing today, and at the moment we know that, of course, we don't know what cap it is that we're going to start with. So what the center cap is, at least. And the three are West Bend, Southern Edge, and of course Dugout Farm. Now, what can we tell you about these different points? West Bend, very, very open. Whoever gets their foot in the door there first. I think the southern team's got the advantage with all that forest, but the trouble is it's so hard to dig anybody out of that area because you get all this fire support coming in from the northeast and southeast and all around that area. So and it also depends on where the next point is as well, because you know, if it's not too close, then it makes it hard to reinforce because you've got a big supply line and stuff. So Foy's a really interesting map. To be honest, it's a hard map. It's a really interesting map to play. Southern Edge, of course, right there in the guts of everything. I think the northern team would have the advantage there of being able to set up Garys and stage out of there towards assaulting Southern Edge, whereas the southern team there doesn't get the advantage as much because they've got more open ground. And then, of course, on the eastern side there, Dugout Farm in the first point, similar to West Bend, but I think I tend to find Dugout tends to be a lot easier to assault from the south rather than from the north, and it is also a very defensible position. You're gonna the main thing I'd say about Foy, though, no matter where you are on the points, is that you've really got to use your flanks and use them very, very wide. So if, say, Dugout Farm is the point and you're assaulting from the south, you got to go right out there past the highway in West Bend, sort of out that area, and come around through Foy itself to get in to the back of Dugout and cut off the supply chain of the enemy. Because it's such an open map, it's very, very hard to approach it without getting shot at from all sorts of directions. So we'll get rid of that for a moment. Just looking here, we got 45 and 50 on the board, so that's 44 and 49, because of course I take up one slot each. And they are still asking questions on what's going on there. I'm going to have me brew here. So 46, so there's just a couple coming in now. I reckon we're not far off here, ladies and gents. Who do you think's going to win this one? That'd be what I'll be interested to hear from in chat there. Who's going to pick this one up? I'll look at the predictor for the match. Let's have a quick look at that. Across we go. They reckon FOC is going to pick this one up, although FOC are short on numbers at the moment. 47 to 50 on the board now, so that's good. FOC over OPBHB. They reckon FOC's going to go through here. I want to just bring up that chart again, actually, and see where we got to, how we got to where we are. Again, it's bracket B, isn't it? So FOC lost first Esprit in that first round. Then they beat FAR. Then they beat KRT. and then they lost to Chimera. I guess no real surprises there. I don't know Far at all, but I certainly know Chimera, of course. KRT, I don't know them either, actually, so there you go. All right, back to the screen. We're at 48 versus 50 at the moment. Very, very close to start time here. I'm just looking at all sorts of different screens at the moment to make sure that I'm tracking everything. Got the laptop over here, of course, on the right, which runs that second account that I do, which was gifted to me, that account. So big thank you always to Soupsy for that one. And it gives me the option then of having a second camera in the game. So you'll be able to see that little point of view top right. We have a little special treat for you today. I'm not going to spoil it just yet. But yeah, something else that I've got I can bring up during the match as well. So we'll talk about that in a minute. We're almost ready here by the looks of this. So yeah, can't be too far off anyone. How has the season gone for you? If you're one of the players in the season, of course, I hope your team's gotten up. If not, well, commiserations, of course. We're getting to the pointy end of things now where we're actually starting to see those teams, filter out. Like this is week 5 right now. There's only one more round there for week 6 of each for each team that loses through it, and then it's into the playoffs. I did have the playoff screen originally. I don't think I've got it. Here it is. There it is. So this is where it ends up once we get through this week and next week. This is the playoffs, the single elimination playoffs. So all the teams that were successful in making their way through to the playoffs, that's the end for them. So various teams tap in at different points here. I can't remember what the name of the actual structure is that they use. It's got some fancy name, but it certainly seems to work. And some teams, get knocked out pretty early. That's just what happens. That's just the way it is sometimes. I mean, it is a competition. So, and it's so great. As you saw the intro video there, we have a lot of teams, don't we? So each bracket had 8 teams, so that's 32 teams that are playing, and each team has 49 players in it, plus whatever reserves they've got. So it's great to see a viable community still flourishing for this comp. Now, I do cast some other comps as well from time to time. The NRNS is one of my favourites at the moment. Very open, flexible competition, that one. My next match for that is next Sunday. What's the date today? 14th? Yeah, so next Sunday I've got another match for that. And I've just been given the trigger here for start. I can see that it said start has been written over there, so I'm guessing that will come through now. So let's get ourselves across to the screen of starting, and we're going to have a bit of a look at what we've got on the two teams here at the moment. I'll get rid of that point of view in the top right corner, and I'll get rid of the header as well. There we go, so you can just see who's who in the zoo. Few familiar names in here, of course, particularly on the OPBHB side, because I have watched those players in a couple of matches so far now. So we'll just scroll down a bit so you can have a look at some of your names. Unfortunately, I do not pronounce Mandarin at all, or even read it or anything, so I'm not even going to try. We'll just have to give it our best shot there. I think they wanted me into a solo squad. Yeah, there's a solo tank squad. All right, and I'll scroll down the bottom here and have a bit of a look. We have 38 seconds to go here, folks. The time is kicked off on the other screen there. So very, very close. We can get a bit of sound in now. Sorry about that. There we go. That will be what we do. All right. I'm excited. There's plenty of stuff going on the two screens. All right. So I wish both teams the best of luck here today, folks. It should be good fun. 50 Ninjas, there you go. I remember 50 Ninjas. Good to see him back again. Who else we got? Strikeout, I think I've seen before. Gato, of course, that's the squad that one of my dyslexics untie. One of my favourite names in all games that I've ever played. For night, ladies and gents, it is time to get things going here. We will just get our screens set up and we'll find out which is the first point. We do have the dual map set up, of course, as well. Gives us that extra little bit of luxury. And it is, oh, hello, we've been booted, the server's crashed. Oh dear, what's happened there? All right. It's a server crash by the look of this. Booted on crash. No good. We'll just get ourselves back in there. Where are we? So it's one there. Join server. All right, one has crashed. The other one hasn't. There we go. And I'll get myself onto this team over here on the right screen anyway as we get ourselves. So it looks like it's been a full server crash there, folks. There's so many players that are not in at the moment. So we'll go onto the Axis side. I'll wait for that to set up. So sorry about that. There's not much I can do about that. It is definitely a server crash on the way through. Yeah, game crash. Mass disconnect coming back in. So everyone's sort of getting their stuff together. Here we're on the FOC team, of course, and I'll have all of that stuff up the top in a minute. Let's just make sure we find the right squad. It might be Karga that I'm trying to join. Yeah, could be. We'll just wait a minute. The map is Southern Edge though, folks. I'm not going to jump into that squad just yet. I need to make sure that I get it right for the team. It's all about the team. Remember, it's not about the caster. So I don't want to touch anything until it gets sorted on both computers. So anyway, interesting always when it starts like this. So Southern Edge. Interesting front fight, and then both the next points are up that left side, Cobru and N30 Highway. That's pretty good for... they're going to double flip. I'm just reading that. They're going to double flip because of the crash. They're going to do a full double flip. Okay, so I am going to not do anything just there. We're just going to wait out for that. So it's not going to be Southern Edge now, unfortunately. It's going to be a double flip of the map, and we'll see where we end up. Always good to have a struggle start, isn't it? Where's my dude I'm supposed to be joining? It is Gato. Gato's the one I'm joining. All right. So restart twice, please, has been the call. So we'll get back over to the main screen so you're looking at... Well, no, you know what? Let's just stay on here and you can just have a look at the players. The ping difference too is about the same. So that kind of works out nicely for both teams, I guess. I don't even have a problem with the ping. I mean, even playing 300 ping, I've never had a big issue with that. Yeah, so, you know, I know a lot of players do. I guess I'm not a snap shooter anymore because I'm a bit older, so I don't always really need to be the first critical shot every time. I tend to play a little bit smarter because I'm a little bit older rather than just rely on my reflex skills. Some players are fortuitous in that they have both of those things. I do not. All right. I do not. Yeah, so that's where we're at. They're just trying the change map at the moment. So although you can see things moving around on the screen, I mean, it's good for them to practice that. It's just, they don't want a comp match to have such a rough start. So they will do a flip. I'll just get myself into squad to make sure that I'm at least watching for the timer. Gato is Roger squad. Roger. Gato is in Roger squad. Roger. And we'll just spawn in there. There we go. Nothing happening just yet. So yeah. Always fun when the server has an issue at the start. Right. It looks like the two teams have got pretty much two full teams. They're just trying to do the flip now, and it seems to be having some issues. I'm just watching that on the other screen over here. So while we're doing that, I guess we can let you in on the little secrets that I have, of course. And the first one is that we have the header up the top there at all stages. The second one is that we have the dual cast point of view. So that's my other account there, top right corner. There we go. And so we try and get into the action like nice and close like that. So you can at least watch one area at a time. Now, the other thing we've got is the fat egg. I'm just looking for his camera. There he is. All right. Click the wrong button there. Sorry about that. So there's fat egg in that top right corner. It looks a bit chunky at the moment. We'll just see if that's going to play out nicely. It's chunky on his side coming through to me. So that's through Video Ninja, that top left-hand corner. And it's settling down now. That's okay. So it's only at 720p. But where we want to actually have a little point of view from time to time, I figured that might be a nice little change. Fat was kind enough to... Oh, where's his name going? Why has that disappeared? It's not there. Why is that not coming up? Sorry, folks. I understand why it's not coming up. Green screen rec image. That's it. And text. Oh, there you go. Sorry, my bad. It's just around the wrong way. So that'll be the fat egg up in the top left corner. There's the map changing in now. So they'll do a double roll here, just so you're tracking what's going on. So yeah, top left corner there will be the fat egg, and we'll tap into him from time to time. I don't want to chunk out the stream because I do have two computers running off the same internet for this. And while I've got a bit of a beast of a computer, my graphics card isn't top shelf. It's only a 6600 XT. So it's not, you know, super graphics card. That's something I'd like to upgrade one day, but I'm not going to do it anytime soon. So yeah, we'll see how that goes in the top left. If it looks like it's crappy, I'll drop it off. If it affects his game plan anyway, he'll just cut it away. But he offered that, so it's really kind of him to do that. And it does kind of adds a little bit of atmosphere, to be honest. And we can kind of get in then and follow him around and have a look. So top right corner, we're looking down on top of him. That's him on the artillery gun just there. So isn't that cool? Anyway, here's the flip. This is the first flip. I just said that as well. First time flip just happening now. We'll turn off the video stuff in the background there as well, and we'll get rid of the header bar. And of course, we've got our lovely header bar there for, I've probably even got the wrong icon on it actually. That's Delta Squad's one, isn't it? So yeah, oh no, that's the Bravo one. That's okay. That's all working. That's good. So each group has its own little logos and stuff. So I've got it right. So that's first flip just there. Watching that happen, and we talk about up the top of the screen, as I said before, with the header bar. You can see there, main screen will always be FOC. They're the allies. They'll always be blue. And then the top right-hand corner, that's the Axis players. That's the OPBHB team, which will be the top right corner screen as well, the little point of view screen. And both point of view screens will always be from the Axis perspective because FAT's on the OPBHB team. So that way you don't get confused. The main screen will always be FOC and it'll always be blue. And there are the allies. Okay. Yep. All right. Just still waiting here for the second flip. Once this goes, it goes. There's Gato, he's in King's squad. I will just make sure I get into that squad so that, again, I am tracking the main screen. So that when the timer comes up for the flip, I can see it. Because you don't see that when you... There you go, it's flipped already. So 50 seconds, folks. We can finally get underway. You've had a good 10 minutes or so of stream so far, listening to me prattle on about stuff and things. I hope you've stuck with me while we wait for this to actually start. Yeah, so... should be a good match, I hope. FOI is always a bit of an interesting one because it's so open. It's very tank dependent. So if your team isn't solid or strong in the tank department, you can very much get picked apart. We should see a few double tank actions going on where we have... you know, like a pair of Panthers or a pair of 76s or whatever moving on a point and mutual fire support, combined arms, all that sort of stuff. I reckon we'll see a few anti-tank guns today. More so than normal because it is really a good option. But you've got to place those things smart. You can't just slap them out in the middle of a field and hope that it works out. All right, there's the map roll. So we'll just make sure it comes back in. Yes, that's one computer's back up. There's the other one. Good, folks. We are good to go here. We will just make sure we get our computer screen up and running. They are all frantically. Gato is in. What squad? Shit, I've lost him. Love squad. Pop that in for Love squad. Keep roll. All right. It is a Southern Edge, so it actually has worked out pretty well. It is Southern Edge that just managed to get the... there's the solo tanker. Is Queen squad. It's Karga. Well, where's Queen squad? Down the bottom here. Thank you, Karga. Keep that roll. I can level up me little dudes now as well. First screen coming up. Oops. Let's hit the right button. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And that one's done. So Southern Edge, ladies and gents. Interesting, isn't it? Very, very interesting point. We'll do the tool map thing in a minute. Sorry, I'm just getting that other camera up and running. Not bad. Let's do that on over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. All right, Southern Edge. This is it. Does it still move? Yes, it does. All right, so Eastern and Flak Battery are the next 2 points as well. Really interesting that because they're both in the same sort of line, which means, you know, it's about the 2 grid square distance between Southern Edge and both of those points. The other thing is the game is going to stay in about the 4 right-hand grid squares. The smart teams will try and flank up through Charlie and Delta columns, but I reckon the vast majority of play won't move any further left than Echo, with the exception when they're fighting on Southern Edge. Most of the activity, I reckon, excuse me, will be up Fox and Golf. What does Southern Edge look like for starters? This is the good angle out here, isn't it? Lots of wide open terrain there. All right. Lots and lots. Good options there for a little attack fire support points on the left-hand side of screen. As I said before, we'll do the 2 maps. Sorry, my bad. 2 maps, get that across. Bam, up she goes. So here's a option I like to run as well, is the 2 map option. And again, top right, top left, you can see the icons and the team logos. So that makes sure you understand what map you're actually looking at any given time. First gameplay is always important, so we'll see what's happening here. We've got a whole truckload there going out in the west side for the FOC team. They're sending a light tank as well and a supply truck. Okay, good start out there. Not as many. Terrible. Not as many going up through the middle here in that truck. 2 truckloads, about half in each. That's it. That's a good spread of forces. And then medium tank being the Allies, that's a 75. They're going to push up through there. Nothing going up to Eastern at the moment, is there? Yes, there is. Have a look. There is a truck with just a couple of guys. So they're going up to set up a fire support base up there with a recon tank as well. All right, what have we got over on the other side here? And forgive me if the sound goes a bit different. I'm just talking down below my microphone now for this other computer. Right, same thing. Lots of truck out that way. A recon tank, or the truck wise anyway. The recon tank though is extra out that side with the light tank and a supply truck as well. Another truck half full there. 2 tanks up through the middle as well, plus a supply truck. Nothing really on flak battery. It is a lot closer to their first point. Then that's interesting, isn't it? Eastern is right up on the cap line, whereas flak battery is nice and deep. So first gameplay is going to see a wide push by the look of that, more so from the OPBHB team here, and nothing on flak battery, whereas FOC are sort of spread up in cross as a full extended line there. They're sending everything up, and they have to push right up into here straight off the bat. All right, back over to the main point of view. Let's get that running. We've got the dual cast on, and we might just see how our video Ninja Guy looks as we come into this first play. Exciting stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Seasonal. If this is your first time watching, he's watching the map. Get off the map. And there's the first play starting to come in now. All right, FOC have got the initial guys there up on the right. You can see on the back of the truck the old Rocketeer ready to go. I've got that top camera looking down over Southern Edge, so that's ready to watch that as well. There's some tank shots coming in down from below us. It's going towards OPBHB, but that means nothing at this stage. Dom Weiss, very good player. Oh, that is a great shot. Boom, there goes that truck with Don and everybody. That's the light tank out the side there. Probably the Stuart down below us. Just smashes that truck on the way through. That's cost them. That's cost OPBHB quite a bit there. And FOC have actually got the initiative here now. Keeps us down as well. To Sussex untied there. I'm going to say that fast a few times. There's a truck moving around the back there. You can see it sweeping around behind. Whoa, this is interesting, isn't it? It's so good. There's another vehicle gone there. That's a truck as well. They got their OP off down here, though, below us. So there's a spawn wave coming. The Luke's is there, and it'll have to watch out because it's got a tank over the right. It's now shooting across there at whatever that is there. There, that tank is there for FOC over to the bottom right there. And, whoa, there it is, an interesting start play. There's another Luke's down below us here, bottom right. So they've opted for 2 Luke's on the point straight up as well. We can see up in the top left there, of course, is... bloody Fat just running around on the field at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on how he goes to see how that chunkiness is. If it gets too chunky, as I said, we'll drop it out. Big plays down in this bottom right corner here at the moment on screen. You can see there's quite a bit going on there, and that's what I always expected. But FOC are just sort of getting the initiative there on the point itself, but OPBHB have got good numbers. They got their early OPs up. There's some pun there, I'm just not going to do it. But there's an explosion down the bottom here. Don't know what that was. Probably a truck, actually. Probably the truck that pushed through. That was a good truck push, by the way, by FOC getting up into that point. But first blood there was FOC's onto OPBHB. Don't know where that other truck went around the side. I think it got blown up because it was out in the open a bit too much. OPBHB still holding here quite nicely, actually. We are at 50 versus 50, so everyone managed to make it, folks, just so you know. FOC are pushing through down the bottom here quite nicely. This is good. Where are we talking about specifically? Just in this area here. You can see the numbers in there right now. And they are getting a good curve around onto the point. OPBHB in a little bit of trouble here. They're getting pressed out of this area, which means that FOC will be able to put some fire support into the back of the point and cut off the supply line. And this is Floyd Township itself just here, sort of centre of screen. So we'll be watching that as FOC try and push through, and they are getting that. Yu's going to try and hold that. There's a Luke's pushing through now. He's getting a satchel here chasing him as well. Too much going on, isn't there? So there's a Luke's down below us somewhere. There's a Luke's over there pushing her on. Oh, it's got a rocket into it now by old mate there. No name I can say. So he looks like a window. There's a window frame for his characters. So that's window frame. Window frame's taken out the... there's too many window frames. I can't call him that either. I wish I could read Mandarin. I really could. Great shots though from him. He's taking out the Lukes. That was pretty brutal actually. He's just come out and gone snap, snap, go away Lukes. The steward here, bottom right. FOC doing really well here. They've taken the initiative on the point. OPBHB are going to lose this, and they're going to have to get themselves set for the next point. But well done to them. And look, I mean, in the opposite of that, of course, rather than me insulting the Mandarin language, the poor buggers that are watching, hey, where's my stream naming? Oh, that's not actually come up. What the hell has that done? It's not come up with any language. Okay, so instead of me just insulting the Mandarin language, we could turn that around and say they're probably listening to me and understanding not a word I fucking say because I speak Australian and nobody understands Australians at the best of times, do they? All right. Around the side here, flak battery now is going to be the next point that OPBHB needs to defend pretty early. There's this, what is that? That's a bloody Panzer IV down below us, isn't it? Yes. So we're 8 minutes in and it's going to go Fox way after about, just over 8 minutes. They're going to cap that. Pretty good start for them. They took that township area. FOC is important for both teams at all stages. So nobody wants to lose that area, but it looks like FOC are pushing on it nicely enough. The trouble with them, the problem for them now, of course, is that I don't reckon OPBHB are going to give up FOC any time soon. There we go. First cap. We haven't even got a header bar on. Oh, my bad. So that is 3-2 to... there's the header on now. 3-2 across to... Is it not working? Why is it not working? Why do you do this to me, you stupid thing? All right, so folks, we just got to fix that very quickly. The stream elements side of things has decided to poo out on me. So we can do that quickly while we watch what's actually going on that screen. I'll just move it across. No, I'll have to do it this one. The scoreboard. That's what it is. Scoreboard is going to be, what is it, 1-4. And then this one will be 2-3. And then this one will be 2-2. It's Group B. And I didn't think it was right. I should have checked this before. I know that's the wrong score, isn't it? 3-2. And then we'll do a 4-1 here. Very quick fix there. Quick and dirty fix. Okay, so we should be able to go across to 3-2. There we go. 3-2 with butterflies. It is a Fox way at the moment for 3-2, and we are good to go there. There's something moving up now. That's oh, wow. Okay, so that's a Greyhound on the FOC team that's getting shot at by Burgundy. It came up to have a look here, decided it didn't like what it saw, and it's bolted out of there. There's another tank down below us I can hear. That is a Tiger. Yeah, wow, Tiger on the field. Okay, so pretty sure Panthers are still allowed. But, yeah, so Tigers, that's what we're talking about, getting the old Tigers out to play. The fight is still very much over the FOC township itself. All right, so we'll get that top right camera out a bit. What do we got? Where are we? No, there's Southern Edge. So it's this fight here that's really interesting, and it always is. We'll keep an eye on that from top down at the moment. And there we are looking at it at a bigger angle. Now, I'll get the cameras right there. There's Fat Egg down there just taking his position, have a bit of a look-see around. Get the albinos out and a bit of a look. Thank you, Fat Egg, for that point of view in the top left-hand corner. I think it really does look pretty good, and it's running well. He's recon at the moment, so we'll get to see some really interesting things from him. Where we're actually looking at him on the main screen, let's see if we can find him, shall we? I don't know where he is. Well, that's a question, isn't it? Fat Egg is somewhere. Is he out to the side? I don't know. Could be up the back there. No. Otto, no. He's out this way. Oh, looking at the wrong team. What an idiot. All right, so Fat Egg is actually on the orange team. Just remember that. That's why I can't find him very easily. All right, so welcome chat, by the way. About 30 minutes ago, I started the stream, and you've actually joined us now, on my screen at least anyway, but you are hearing this message, you know, 30 minutes after I said it. So great to have you here. Hope you're enjoying it so far. 10 minutes in, and we see FOC have taken the point, and they're consolidating Southern Edge quite well. Let's do the two maps now, shall we? And we'll take a look at where we're at in relation to the play at the moment. So there's the recon going up there. That looks like Aussie's just running up there. I remember Aussie's name. Where do I know Aussie from? So plenty going on around here for FOC. They're just trying to sweep through to FOC, and they're not going to take that very easily from OPBHB. What is really interesting is you can see this flank action at Charlie 6 from OPBHB. This is good stuff. All right. Lucen is out there now, and we'll be noting that there's people out there attacking. No pressure at the moment really on flak battery for OPBHB. They're not too worried about that, which is good for them. There's a little bit there, Fox just starting to look at it, but they do really just need to work the defence around FOC. And OPBHB got the right idea. If they can get Southern Edge is right in the middle of the map. So just running along the bottom here in the 6th row will be something good for them to actually do, because they'll be able to set up some OPs and garrisons along there. And there's not a lot of FOC defence there at the moment, except for the tanks. And that's a problem for OPBHB, because you can't really get across the fields easily if they're watching you because of the tank problem. So I'll be interested to see how that plays out. And we're starting to see we're starting to see those heavy tanks start to come on the field now. So I just need to check something there. Where did that... There it is. Their 76 is just going to push up to Eastern. Okay, so they're going to try a push, I reckon, at the moment. We'll see what happens. It's going to take a little drink. All right. Fat Egg is up the top there and he's just chilling. Oh, he's glitching out a little bit there. I might have to drop his camera off. It's not my end, though. It's the connection between us. Watching a bit of this play in the buildings here, some shots getting fired there as they do whatever they're doing. We might just drop Fat off for a little bit. Okay. All right. So this is my normal screen setup at the moment. All right. And I've said all right 3 times in about a minute. Karga moving across the field there, just seeing what he can see. Dyslexics untied, pushing down, trying to shut down the attack that'll come in on Black Battery at the moment. They have to be careful here, OPBHB. They're going to get a press at the moment from the FOC team with a tank coming up as well. I think it's still on its way up. Can't see movement from that tank at the moment. Just keep an eye out for it. No real pressure on Southern at the moment. You can see there they've sort of got the setup now and they've got the 4 players on. I want to watch this area out here. This is where I want to watch. Where are they? Just that top right corner, just keeping an eye out. Did they get all killed? No, we're too high. Oh, we're way too high, idiot. Way too high. Look at this. Nice, sexy little play out here. And we'll see how it pans out. I want to watch that play in that top right corner. I want to see how that plays out in the top right corner, and the reason for that is that it will make a difference for OPBHB on attacking Southern if they get some footprint out that way. I don't like their chances. All right, I'm getting through there because I'm pretty sure that FOC are actually onto it. All right, FOC are definitely onto it, I think. So we'll just get back across the main screen area here, and we'll just see how this little city fight's going, shall we? Looks like it's going okay. Yeah, look, it looks like it's going okay. FOC just sort of pressing still. They've got up into the city area a little bit here. That's bad for OPBHB. I'm just going to type something in chat, folks, here. Bit of a delay to the start, so be patient. It is underway with 49 versus 49 though. All teams. There we go. Okay, I just wanted to write that because there was that big delay at the start, of course, that you remember well, you will have watched by this stage because you've just you know, with 30 minutes delay. But yeah, telling everyone in chat, because it is 30 minutes delay, that that it was on underway. All right, it did get underway, and they just need to be patient. All right, back over here and have a look at OPBHB's defense over here. There's an airhead. Oh wow, that's an early airhead, very early airhead. Is that coming in with a bombing run, I wonder? Yes, it is. Okay, this is wow. Hello, that escalated really quickly, didn't it? So an airhead's coming in with a bombing run on that. Numbers is going to get picked up by that bombing run, I reckon, unless he drops a grenade in right now. He's left this late. He's left it very late. Bombing run pushes across. Pushing, there's too many here though. So I think they'll get that airhead. He just can't see it. There it is. Oh, that's a he's run straight into his own grenade, but the airhead's gone. That's enough. That's another grenade going in. Wow. Teaches me for going in time and something in chat, doesn't it? Thank you very much, game. So that was a bit of an attempt there, and but it had stripped a bunch of people off of Flak Battery. There's a Stewart pushing up now. There's an anti-tank gun on that as well. I think FOC are going to try for this. I really do. OPBHB were the favourites, weren't they? No, FOC were the favourites, I think. And that Stewart's starting to push up now, and he'll probably have some infantry be able to run up behind him, of course, because he's to be able to fire support base while the combined arms thing happens. They'll be able to run up while he's defending that point where he's sitting at the moment. So we'll probably try and keep an eye on that. I'm just watching that forest area at the moment. Doesn't look like that's going anywhere. So we'll just get across there. I want to watch this Stewart push over here on Flak Battery and just see where it ends up. So top right corner is now going to look across at that. There's quite a bit going on over here, actually. Quite a bit going on. There's a bit of a panoramic just to watch that play out. That's the Stewart in the bottom. So top right corner, you can see Stewart's to the bottom left, and the pointers over to the right there. Now, what else have we got going on here in the middle? Southern Edge still not under pressure at all from OPBHB. They've got this force here. That's that Stewart play just off to the left there, we can see. We're watching that very closely. There's plenty of defence there, though, on Flak Battery at the moment. Doesn't look like they're actually pushing FOC. So they tried the airhead, didn't work. They'll have to do something else. But they do have consistent pressure here from OPBHB on FOI, but FOC are pushing that back nicely. There's a tank. What's that tank? That is a Stewart as well. Wow, they love their Stewarts today. So OPBHB are getting pressed back in FOI. They haven't really been pushed back much further than where they were just before. They've just tried something out in this right flank, and look at it getting shredded. FOC are just all over them on the defence here. OPBHB are a little bit piecemeal in the way they're throwing stuff downrange. Proxy Jeans will be able to probably snipe something, but no, he's been picked off as well. Burgundy, we've called him out now. Unfortunately, he'll get nailed as well. Will he? No, he's managed to survive that little attack. Fat Egg not having any luck up there in the top left. He's just dying constantly. I'm watching that. All right, there's a vehicle coming around here. That's a truck. It's pushing up for OPBHB. Strikeout now. He's the commander, of course, of the OPBHB team. He's trying for something. This is their best shot, I think, out here. Where are we? Just down in here in this area here. This is OPBHB's best shot. They've got these entire two rows to play with in relation to... sorry, that's not true. That's not true at all. They don't have these two rows to play with. My bad. They have these two rows to play with. Up in that top right corner there, you can see. So these two rows here are where they can set stuff up. So they're trying to flank around deep and come up from behind, but it is quite challenging for them because the FOC team, look, I mean, they're ready. They know about it. They know what the angles are going to be, and they're taking it. There's Fat. Fat's trying to go somewhere, and he's not getting anywhere because this machine gunner up the top here is just picking him off every time he runs anywhere. So, yeah, very, very tough at the moment for OPBHB to do anything. There's Southern Edge down below us. You can see that the closest there is Red Clay, and he's not going to get through there anytime soon. And this is the Foy Township, and then Cobru is up here, Cobru Approach. Foy Township, I've got to stop bumping that other screen. Foy Township at the moment is just, not a great place to be. That was a tank, I'm pretty sure. What sort of tank was it? It was a Stewart, so that's a good kill from OPBHB. They've picked up the Stewart. They've got an engineer on their Tiger. Their Tiger's actually killed it. That's good. So the Tiger is going to cause a bit of mayhem. But look at that. There's a satchel here. They're hiding in the buildings, I reckon. Allerin, yep, is going to try and defend that, but he's been picked off as well because we called his name out, poor bastard. Down below us here, we've still got this play going on, and they've actually, FOC have actually got someone up in the point now, harassing. Where's the Stewart gone? We're not sure. What's that that's shooting in? That's a Puma that's dead. That's a Stewart that's burning. It's getting shot from somebody else up there to the right. Can't tell who. There he goes. Stewart down. We'll want to check that, see what that was. Might be an anti-tank gun, actually. Yeah, it is an anti-tank gun. Somewhere in here there's an anti-tank gun. There it is, down in here. There you go. That's good work there from the boys. So they've shut down that Stewart, and that'll slow down the attack that's going on out here right now. Okay, is poor old Fat having any luck there in the top left corner? Doesn't look like he's spending a bit of time on his map. Here's that Tiger tank. This is the play I'm sort of watching. And there's an anti-tank. Look at this. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So the first one way exposed. Look how much they can get shot at. Second one back here, still way exposed. Lots of people can shoot it. Third one back here, starting to get a little bit smarter. I would actually even try for here. I wouldn't worry about getting that angle out there because you can get shot too far from back there for the tanks. I'd just be out here and I'd just be shelling across there. You've just got to get it in nice and tight, don't you? 22 minutes have gone, folks. What an interesting match this one is. There's OPBHB just starting to push over there on that left side towards Southern Edge, actually getting some momentum there. So the Tiger might be causing a bit of mayhem here. It's now below in the 6 o'clock position on the screen. And just so you realise what I'm talking about there, when we talk about the screen, you know, like if I just do this, top up here is 12 o'clock, bottom is 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock is the right, and 9 o'clock is the left. It's like a clock. So if I talk about 6 o'clock, that's bottom of the screen. It just gives you an idea where we're talking about. Helps with, well, in the military we call it the clock ray method, where you put a clock face on over a point on the ground. So there might be a tree or something. If you lay a clock, notionally lay a clock over that point, then 12 o'clock is the direct opposite side of the tree from you, and 6 o'clock is where you are. Then 3 is the right and 9 is the left, and then you can sort of go for the clock positions from there, and it's a good way of target indication. We do use it. It's quite effective, particularly if there's a known point on the ground and you want to talk about it. You know, or if I have the screen static like this and I say, oh, up the 12 o'clock position, that's Southern Edge. And then across to the 9 o'clock position, you can see Dyslexics pushing. But at the 11 o'clock position right now, Red Clay going through and Sunlisty, they're trying very hard to get somewhere through here. That's been good defence over that left flank, by the way. We're watching that in the top right corner there. Good defence there. And so there you go. I just saw a comment from Wix. Someone didn't like the midpoint on Flip. Bit of a giggle because they ended up getting it anyway. Poor bastards. But no, that wasn't the reason. It was just a crash out. Here we've got a truckload of trouble from FOC. That's the commander Yamamoto is pushing around here to try and get something set up garrison-wise, I guess, for them in the bottom right corner there, and they try and push up. The attack from OPBHB has fallen on hard times there. They've been slaughtered on the way in, and it is pretty hard coming in from that way, of course. And FOC are now really starting to consolidate. I guess there's a way of doing this. If you can't push through that defence, is maybe let them overextend. That might be a way of doing it. It's very risky, but you can let the team overextend and then, you know, like from up here, sweep in with a vigorously aggressive force and cut off their supply chain. As long as your defending squads are pretty good, then you could actually press right in here and take this whole area. And that's what does happen quite a bit, is a team tends to overextend a bit. We're just watching what's going on this right flank here, left flank here as well, looking out here still again. You know, but the thing is, at the moment, the FOC team are just really shutting this down. I think OPBHB need to throw some more out there. I think they need to throw a tank or two out there as well. What just died here? That was a 75. So that is a great kill from the Tiger, I guess. He's still down in here somewhere, by the way. There he is. Or is he? Is he kaput? Oh, no. Oh, that's a disaster for OPBHB. They've lost their Tiger tank in the middle there. So don't know what killed that. Checking for other tanks there. You look at that, 76 coming up. Another 76. I think OPBHB folks are in a lot of trouble right now. They are in a lot of trouble right now. They're about to get pincered on flak battery by some very good attack by FOC. And FOC were the favourites here. We'll just get rid of that defence picture. We'll look at it from the perspective of flak battery itself. This is looking outwards now. Too many trees, isn't there? There's something shelling. It's going to come from this way. It is definitely going to come from this way. So that's looking down over flak battery up the top right corner there. We're going to keep an eye on that. Fat Egg trying to work something out there in the top left, as you can see, for OPBHB. So they are not getting anywhere at the moment. They are getting pushed back further and further and further. They're losing this area here a little bit. This is quite critical, I think. Once you lose this area here, I love this area here because that's Foy just over the back there. Where are we on the map? They're looking at this area here. So you've got to hold this area because it gives you options for shooting out, for observing, for all sorts of stuff. And you can see that FOC are aggressively starting to control that area and take it away from OPBHB. I think that will be the death of OPBHB if they lose that area, unless they can pull a small miracle out. they will end up getting pressed back further and further into flak battery, and then once you're starting to just play pure defensive game, then you've definitely lost it. Haven't seen any sort of airhead from OPBHB yet. We might do the 2 maps. What do you reckon? We'll just have a quick look at the 2 maps. That gives us our resources as well, which is useful. So they do have plenty of resources there, OPBHB. But look at this. Look at this. FOC push though. Bam! They've just ripped their way up through the defensive line of OPBHB. Garrison in depth. Really good map control there. Showing why they are a quality team by the looks of this. Yeah, that's very good play. OPBHB do have the luxury, and both teams do actually, of having the 2 final points. Actually, it's quite a good layout for defensive play. Eastern and Forest in a line there, and Neville and Black Battery there in a line. But OPBHB are just getting pushed back here in this sector, and that's bad for them. And they don't have good depth out of point. They haven't been able to hold this area out here at all, which gives FOC the chance to do that and then put fire support in a lot easier. So yeah, a lot of trouble. You can see a tank there is marked up. That's a heavy tank. So it's heavy tank versus heavy tank. I'll be interested to see who wins that battle. It looks like someone just lost it, actually. I'll get back across the main screen, shall we? No, there's a big tank coming across here. That's a 76. Oh, sorry, that's a 76. That's a Panzer 4. But something just happened out here, I'm pretty certain. Where did that tank go? So we've got the tank down the bottom here. Airhead coming in now. Another FOC airhead on the point itself. Geez, they're bold on those airheads, aren't they? That tank up here for OPBHB's died. They are definitely losing the tank battle, folks. FOC have got the numbers working for them. Here's that airhead coming in. Have they seen it? That is the question. They've got SUPs out here. Yes, they have. Delamorton numbers are looking up at that, and they've seen it, and they're going to come out for it. Here's the bombing run, the obligatory bombing run coming in. But you've got to get this right, and you've got to put something else on it as well, because they'll just lose it again. Numbers will just lob a grenade at that. He's just down below us. There's that airhead. Airhead coming in. He's just staying back. Oh, the bombing run's going straight over him, though. That's going to pick him up, is it? Numbers. Oh, he's run around it. Delamorton numbers are looking for that airhead now. That's a great little run there from them. Numbers managed to get around their airhead. They don't know quite where it is. They're running straight past it. Delamort has not seen it yet. He's looking. They think it's in the trench. Oh, this could be a viable airhead here. They're not seeing it. They're taking out the supplies. That's found. Delamort's not seen. Scraping run's gone through. There's a spawn wave off. That's on. It's on. Galaxy, no, Delamorton numbers did not see the airhead. Oh dear, this is disastrous for OPBHB. And now, boom, they're down numbers. It's just been picked off as well. That's a disaster for OPBHB because they have not seen that airhead. It is now a safe airhead. Galaxy's got his OP down. Otto will get his OP down. And Elixir will do the same probably as well. They'll have 3 squads able to spawn in here. Tank pushing in from that southern flank. And that's going to be a big, big play. It was just pure bad luck that OPBHB did not see that airhead. They just didn't look around. So here come FOC now, and they've already quarter capped, a third capped the point. Flak batteries in all sorts of trouble here. Look at all the blue all over it. It is going to be GG's on flak battery. That's a disaster for OPBHB that those 2 guys couldn't see that. And look at the spawn coming in now. There you go. Folks, what a great play from FOC, but just unlucky from OPBHB. They just didn't look left and right. And there's 2 tanks coming up now as well in the background there. You can see those 2 tanks starting to come up now in that background. I'm just going to get rid of the video. It's just not working. At about the 10 o'clock position. Bombing run coming through now. Way late for OPBHB. They're in all sorts of trouble. They're going to lose flak battery now. Boom, there she goes. Bombing run tries to pick up the airhead. It's too late. OPs are in position. Point being captured. Nothing much to see here for them, unfortunately. It is going to go straight to FOC, and that was what they were trying to achieve earlier, but they just didn't have the little piece of luck that they needed. There's that artillery smashing in onto those tanks in the background there. I want to see over the side here now of what this little mid-town play is. FOC have just dominated this match so far, ladies and gents. They really, really have. And this is going to be the cap. Now, OPBHB is still pushing back. They are pushing back as hard as they can. There's a tank or something that's just gone out the back there. OPBHB trying something. They've got two tanks. Bam, there's a shot on that tank. Artillery falling as well. It's contested. OPBHB trying everything. Absolutely trying everything here to hold this point. But it's not going to be the case. There it is, bam, 4-1, folks. 2 FOC, well played to them. Tank just got blown up around the back there. So great play coming in from the OPBHB tankers, it looks like. A little bit late to the party, but boy, they're doing some good work. They've still got players way deep. This could be where it gets a little bit interesting, though, because FOC might overextend here or might not get their consolidation quick enough. And OPBHB have got quite a few players circling around in different locations. Look at all those numbers they're trying to push in on Flak Battery. This is where it's going to be for a little while, folks. We're just going to keep that on there. Let's go back and have a look and see how our video guy is going. See what Egg can actually do there, because his team have been pushed right back. What's it look like on the ground there? Pretty brutal, as always, of course, in these battles where everybody can shoot you from 1,000 miles away and there's not much you can do. We might get in nice and tight on this little play in the trenches here. I love trench warfare. It is very good fun to watch. So top right corner, there is that trench warfare, and we're down over the top of it now. There's a supply drop coming in from FOC. They're going to consolidate their defence now on Flak Battery, and it is a pretty good point to defend when they've got control of the middle of the map here. If they didn't have that control on the left there, it'd be a little bit more challenging because you could get the enemy team coming in both here and then across around this way as well. I do like a good flank through here is very, very much one of my favourite things to do because teams just don't cover it. And you can see there's nobody anywhere near it. They might have a garrison out here, sure. All right, but you can get around there with a quick vehicle and take it out, and no one covers this all out here. You just drive around. So, PBHB with a chance. There's an angry Luke's on the field. Boom, she takes one to the face by a tank, I guess. Was that tank there? Yes, it was. That's a 76. No Luke's is going to survive the 76. And so that's the end of that little tank. No OPBHB out here at all. They're absolutely thrust back into the dark ages there, the old OPBHB team, as they lost their Luke's that they were trying to push through with. Of course, as we remember, the FOC team are the allies and the OPBHB team are the Axis. It's been a pretty comprehensive, just gradual grind down of the OPBHB team here by the FOC team. Well played so far. So, you know, that's kind of how it works, isn't it, though? That's just what things are. So, what do we do here if you're OPBHB? Oh, consolidate by looking at the maps. Let's start with that. So, if I'm OPBHB, this is where I'm coming in from. I'm coming in out here. Coming in through Eastern, pushing up. And it's not because there's no garrison there. It's literally because that's the way you would come in. You got to get through here, clear this out, and get into this area here instead of set up your attack, this area here. Whilst at the same time pressing from up that way, of course, which is hard to do when they control this area here. You must get this back. You must get this area back. So that is your first objective there. How you do that involves people going out this way as well. All right, but they are just pressed. They're absolutely pressed. You can see they're trying it, though, on that right-hand map. You can see they're trying it, though. And look what's going on there at the Charlie Delta 4 area. That's pretty good. I like that. But OPBHB will be surprised again by the fact that a FOC player is coming up and have a looking at them. And that's a problem. It's a genuine problem for them. So this area, this whole Foy Township has just got to be something OPBHB pressed to control. And I don't think they're going to get it back. I'm sorry, folks, but they are just getting squeezed back into Neville. And if you're an OPBHB supporter, it's looking pretty grim. It is absolutely looking pretty grim. The fight's pushed forwards there in the trenches, you can see. They are not, you know, it's not going very well at all for them. What's happening over here in this middle area? Actually, we'll just keep an eye. We'll keep that top right down looking at it. We'll get that back up here, shall we? This is my favourite area. I do like looking at it from the top down. All right. Whoa, it's just hard for OPBHB. It really is. They're fighting. Everybody's in the forest there. They're giving it their all. You know, Dark Times is stuck out in the field there. Unfortunately for him, he's just been cut off. He's probably had some mates and they've been killed. Tanks are definitely going the way of the FOC team. There's a Greyhound racing in now. They got a 76 out here somewhere. I know that. Yeah, nothing out here at the moment. There's some rockets going in. Ooh, where'd that come from? Wow, that's a big rocket. Wow, that is... When you've got play like that, he was shooting, that's got to be a couple of 100 meters. He just shot that from down there across to there and killed someone. How do you counter that stuff? There's our artillery guy, Gato. Watching out here, Lucina's coming in to try and kill him off. And you can come in out this way, get yourself set up on an angle out here. There is a bit of terrain to sweep in on, and you can sort of sneak up on it along there as well. So, this area here now starting to be pressured by the FOC team. Once they get this set up out here, that'll be it. There's a Tiger tank pushing through. Just keep that up and nice and high. I learned something in a stream the other day. If you are the Allies and you are using your precision strike, when the plane flies in, so let's just say the plane was flying straight over the top of us now and through flak battery. It's 2 bombs and they land left and right. So what you do is, if I was aiming to hit this Tiger tank here right now, I would aim the precision strike to land there where I'm pointing. If it was still, stupid tank, stand still. If I was aiming for that haystack, I would actually aim the precision strike here. If the tank was moving left to right, because what happens is if it starts to move, let's say the tank was driving that way. Here's a bad example. I would aim that precision strike right now here, because if the tank moves forward, it's going to drive into the other bomb. How's that? Does that make it simple? That's what I would do. I would aim the precision strike here. Whoa! And he's taking some hit from something. Great shot from somebody. Don't know who that is. Axis tank there. Just wore it in the face from the Allies. That'll be something over the back there. So he's had to pull back now. And this has been their lot in life, hasn't it? The poor old OPBHB team. As they try anything, they get smashed. By just a very, very good play here. What am I looking for? I'm looking for... Well, this is where it's at. See, they're already 100, 200 metres out of their point, so they don't have to worry as much. Oh, boy, that's just brutal stuff. All right, so we're just that top right corner there is watching over to the north of Black Battery. So here, this is the gameplay we're looking at. All right, in there, top right corner. All right, Fat Egg, she'll try and stuff, but not getting anywhere. What else have we got going on? A little bit of a tank trade as well. There's that flak battery play down below us there, as you can see. They're trying their hardest, but it's all up against it at the moment. All right, it's all up against it at the moment. Now, FOC are pushing through here as well, just trimming them out. Still clearing all of this stuff out, this area here that I talked about before. Now they're going to start getting the fire support base in from out this way. Okay, which means that OPBHB have got to watch their flank. Consistently watch their flank. Those guys there pushing in here, they'll get their OP set up, and then that'll be a fire support base for them, and then they'll be able to push across into this area here. It's hard to call, isn't it? You know, it's just going to keep going FOC's way at the moment. There's nothing I can say for OPBHB. They've got to do something different, and they're just not able to. FOC are just too good. They are just too good. You know, we're not even halfway through the match here, and it's already starting to push back to Neville. And Neville is sort of the middle of the point. Although, look at this. Here we go. Might be something happening here for OPBHB. Yeah, look, let's take a two map look. I want to focus on the OPBHB play. Let's have a look there. So they've got quite a bit of stuff going on in that back line area. I mean, you can see that FOC Garrison has just come up. And that's because Charlie squad here for OPBHB have pushed into the right spot. They're going to be able to get something going down there from an OP perspective, but they have to move forward one grid square. So they'll take out the garrison and supplies and everything down there, and that's good. And they're also taking out the city area here, but they've got some pressure from OPBHB, from FOC. This is the start of something for them, but FOC are just all over Neville at the moment. They are literally almost in the grid squares, the last 4 grid squares there. Let's see what OPBHB can do with that. Let's not write them off yet, ladies and gents. It is definitely, you know, 70% possession for the FOC team and 30% possession for the OPBHB team, but never write off the underdog. Here's a tank battle going on here. The Panzer IV and the Tiger are getting shot heavily by something. They're all out of the tank now trying to repair. I wish you could jump into other squads' tanks as well. Like, you know, if your tank died and you were with another tank, you could get in their tank instead of having to go and another crew. FOC have been putting stuff into this tank. Oh, there's a interesting play from Strikeout. He's put a protector in, his protector truck. For the Tiger, it couldn't go anywhere, I guess. I don't know. Boom, shots going in there from the Panzer IV. You can see they've lost that area that I spoke about before, actually. I said FOC are just starting to pressure that. Well, now FOC have taken that. And it's that far away from the central spawn point. So the central spawn point is just at our 9 o'clock position there. So that's how close FOC are. And they'll have their troops in these buildings here now. Unless something clears them out, that's going to be, you know, that's cutting off that central supply. But Message, terrible shot there. Tried to pick up a truck, didn't do it. I would have been hanging on to that rocket for those tanks that are pushing on you, mate, to be honest. The truck's not really evaluating at the moment as a kill. But, yeah, really interesting stuff. Look how far in that top right corner that FOC have pushed forward now. They've now made another 100 metres of ground. And this is, folks, this is unfortunately the road to Neville right here that we're now looking down over the top of in that top right corner. For OPBHB, you can see the enemy are closing. The enemy are closing for OPBHB. FOC are right up on it. Yeah, I do see a lot of folks shoot trucks. I guess I'm guilty of it too from time to time. But, you know, if you got a rocket and you know there's tanks around, save it for the tank. That's a great kill there. The boys have managed to do a good job. Well done. That's a recovery. So Message and Old Mate have picked up that Panzer IV. The Tiger's still over there, though. Abyss now knows there's a problem. He's lobbing grenades in. Nice kill there from Old Mate as well. And the grenades just come in and slapped the area in front of him. So FOC have managed to hold that area there. Aleren is trying to push in. Draken's trying to push in as well. FOC are going to hold that area now that the Tiger tank's pushed out. Oh, it's coming back. Tiger tank coming back because, yeah, there's people in their back lines pretty much. All right. And still it goes on. And still it goes on. 46 minutes. We're almost halfway. Boom. What was that just blew up over on the point? I think that's a truck. Let's check it. Let's check it. What was that just died? No, that is a tank. Folks, there's a Puma tank that has tried to push up and it's just been obliterated by two tanks in front of it. So a 75 and a 76. And you can see now the... oh, okay, so the OPBHB guys have managed to get up in the back of Flak Battery, but they just haven't been able to do anything else. It's a recon squad around there, so I think that's Fat Egg, but he's going to lose his OP around there at the moment. They've got so much going on here. The FOC team are just brutal. Bombing run coming in now. That's over here on the side. That is a FOC bombing run. That's a great bombing run. It's going to pick up a few troops there and take the pressure off the front of the lines as FOC now push forward into the cap sector. That's what they're doing. Look at this. They're just starting to push over that line now. They're pushing in with the tank. They're pushing in with everything. Bombing runs coming as well. This could be GG's coming up here very shortly, folks. As the FOC team start to press across, OPBHB really need to throw down. That Tiger tank's just been picked off in the middle of the field. Oh, yes, that's going to be a big game changer here now for the defence here. OPBHB have only got infantry now to hold on with. And they've lost that centre area, so even their tanks are getting picked around the back there. Something shot that tank at the front. I think that was the 76 that's picked that off. And now they've got a tank and troops racing down the road here onto the point. It's going to be GG's here, folks. It is absolutely going to custard for the OPBHB team as that tank now pushes through. Look at it right there, top right-hand corner. The tank's sitting in the point. He's doing his thing. OPBHB have got nothing to throw back at the moment. At the FOC team, they've just got nothing in the bank, nothing at all. Everything they've tried has just been slaughtered by the FOC team, and now FOC have just pushed across. There's the cap starting to happen. So the sector cap is just starting to blink now. It's contested, folks. There's a spawn right in close, as you can see there. That tank in the top right corner is now sitting on the point itself and just shooting everything. Ninja's kind of stuck there on the main screen, trying to push in towards the tank. Tank there is literally right there. In the main screen, you can see him just there. All right. The contest is still happening. OPBHB have got to do something here. They've got to do something about that tank, and they've got to do something about the infantry. But this is where it starts to go bad, where you start to lose, you know, this forest area here on the left of screen at the 9 o'clock position. They've just pushed forward, straight forward there. FOC have a couple of rockets into that tank will slow it down. Burgundy's trying his hardest. He's surviving somehow. Nothing below us on the screen here. OPBHB, there we go. 2 Rocketeers will come in. They'll probably be able to pick that tank off, actually. Freak Fight and Matsky are just coming across now to try and pick off that tank. The cap is starting to happen now is because that tank is taking so much attention. He's pushing forward. Actually, that's a very brave tank, isn't it? He's pushing forward right now, and we'll watch him a little bit as he goes and just check him out in that top right corner, and we can see what happens to him. As it goes around, we can track that tank. He's just running around the back and throwing all sorts of chaos in. But OPBHB are now starting to lose the point because FOC just pushed up with the distraction tank that they've got running around the back of the lines there, just shooting whatever it likes. It's in the back of their area, so they're going to even struggle to spawn in at the moment. FOC are pushing those forces up, and of course we can see there in the middle of the screen just coming across in that mid sector as well. So this is the end, I think, for OPBHB. Actually, we're going to cross this angle again and just stay here. That tank is doing its business. The cap's really starting to press now. OPBHB in a lot of trouble. There's no way they can come back from this, I don't think. 50% capped. Now they've got nothing left here. They're just losing too many people. The tank is just causing chaos in the back lines. They can't do anything about that. There it goes in the right of screen there. You can see at 3 o'clock position running around the back. Half a dozen troops left there. 3/4 capped at the moment. This has been a comprehensive effort from FOC. They'll take out OPBHB in 50 minutes effectively, although their bombing runs are pretty good, and that's a good one. It's going to pick up some stuff. OPBHB are capping back. I've called early here. There's still a tank there on the point. The other tank's around the back doing its thing. Like it's OPBHB have put in a good bombing run. That bombing run has saved them enough they can get some spawn waves come forward. The tank in the front there is a real problem for them. The tank around the back is kind of doing stuff at the moment. He's pulled away too far. If he needs to get back in, and there's a contest on the next point as well now. Oh, righto. Whatever, OPBHB. Take it to the brink of disaster for me, and then say, oh, there goes the tank as well. And there's a cap happening. Oh, my Lord. What on earth? Hold the phone, Cyril. It's happening back here. OPBHB are coming around the back of the lines. We were talking about this ages ago and nothing really happened. They are getting killed trying to do it. But what the hell? OPBHB have gone, hang on a minute. We've got a whole another 40 minutes of game here. We want our money's worth. That's what they've done. And so now it's contested. Now it's contested. It's gone back to OPBHB. It's gone back to OPBHB. And just on the Fat Egg camera. It's coming up in chat now. Fat Egg's, he's tested it. It's fine on his screen. It's just the connection through VDO that it starts to fall away. So, I mean, it's not coming through smoothly, is it? Let's bring that up again. But his is fine. We tested it multiple times. We tested it multiple times, and he doesn't get any frame rate drop on his side. It doesn't cause him any problems. So it's really interesting. Anyway, here's the cap again. What on earth just happened? I don't even know. That's bizarre. That's absolutely bizarre. Just all the shit happened all at once. Here we go. So this is the cap point. We're on it right now. Where's the little logo? There it is. We'll just get ourselves across. Here's the FOC attack. Again, we're right in amongst it there, top right corner, as they pour across. There's some dude talking all sorts of shit. Oh, good on him. Anyway, 50% capped here. for OPBHB. They're just losing the bodies now. The second tank in there, I think, is causing them problems. There were other tanks as well. Oh, there's 3 tanks in there, 4 tanks in there now. That's GG's, folks. You can't do that against 4 tanks. So after a mini hold the phone moment from OPBHB, they're just getting pulled apart now again by 4 tanks on the point. The tanks of FOC have definitely outplayed the OPBHB team. They've definitely outplayed OPBHB today. The skills have been slightly better across the board, but just the gameplay itself has been better across the board. Well done to both teams for giving it a red hot go, but it is commiserations for the OPBHB team as they get taken down by the FOC team. And then we'll have a quick look in the screen at the end. We'll have a look at how that went. But congratulations there to FOC. What a great victory for them. Very, very comprehensive play. Quickly take a look. I don't know who to give it to. I really don't on this team. So, look, who's nice low person? There we go. He's a low person. We'll give him that one. And I guess, look, I like old 50 Ninjas. He's a good egg, as they like to say in certain streamers. So there you go. So we will take a quick look at both teams now, see how their scores look. This gives you a chance. Well, when that screen comes back up, let's get rid of the dual cast point of view. Let's get rid of the header. There we go. And get rid of that scoreboard as well. And while we're waiting for this to play out, we can, look. We can just have a quick look through these players, can't we? So what do we got there? Interesting numbers. I like to try and get as many as I can quickly. You can go back and look at the VOD later to see how people did. They start dropping out, of course. You can see already 10 players gone from that team. It's just how they work. We should make it. Who is this clown Flickster? Anyway, so we might just have to get rid of old Flickster there in chat. We might time him out, I think. There we go. 600 seconds. Spamming all sorts of shit. There we go. So, well, an interesting match. Interesting match from the FOC perspective. They really did come at it. I didn't think they were going to get a full team at the start, if you remember. So let's go back across to that main screen now. Where is it? Button, that one. All right. We can certainly get the camera going still. There we are. We're up. All right. So what does that mean on that other screen? Let's have a quick look. What is the seasonal bracket that we had? Just get rid of that. We'll turn that in-game sound off now. So this is what I wanted. I wanted this here, didn't I? So that means that's not the one. Which the one? That's bracket C, my bad. Bracket B. So FOC goes through as the winner of 13, and OPBHB are the loser of 13. And then if we bring off the playoff screen, winner of 13, where are you? I don't know. How does it work? 50. Oh no, dickhead. So FOC go through to play against either KRT or FLL. All right. OPBHB are gone. That's the end of OPBHB, unfortunately. So, because there's no, I don't think there's a loser in there. Wait. Loser of 13. Loser of 13 doesn't come up. See, loser of 13. Loser of 13. Nothing. So that's the end of OPBHB, folks. For this particular round, they have played well, but they have been unfortunate in missing out. So that's the end of the stream. I'm going to do a raid in 30 minutes time if there's someone to raid. I do hope you enjoyed it. Commiserations again to OPBHB and top job for FOC, and we look forward to seeing them in future brackets, of course. Yeah. So all right, as I said, there will be a raid if there's something to raid. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you at my next stream. At this stage, it'll be next Sunday the 21st at about the same time. I'm doing a NRNS match, and then whatever next seasonal match there might be, I'll do that as well. All right, folks, stay safe and we'll see you soon. Goodbye for now.